Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Talking Movies. My name is Josh.
I'm Chris.
I'm Clay.
And I'm ready to pop my cherry. Falls. Huh? Huh? No? Okay. I tried.
Well, from that, I think you guys know this is Randy's pick this week. This is Cherry Falls 2000, the great year 2000.
Bro,
Uh,
2000 was that was a year, all right.
it was a year. Uh, Randy, give us a synopsis.
Bro, I don't even know how to go with a synopsis on this film without just telling you the whole movie. So basically, um,
I mean, spoiler alert.
yeah. Well, dude, if you haven't watched this movie in 26 years, then that's on you. Um, Meaning that it's existed for 26 years, not that you've known about it for that long. Anyways, look, yeah, spoiler alert. So it's a slasher movie, heavily in I don't know if inspired is the right word, but it came out around the time of all the, Scream. I know you did last summer, all that stuff, The Faculty, all those movies. It was real popular, but this one kind of things a little different. And then I recently found out through talking to Josh that it was a made-for-TV film, but it's about a guy or person or whatever, slasher killer murdering virgins at a like high school, and
hmm
the main character is Brittany Murphy, who we all know and love from classics like 8 Mile and King of the Hill. But yeah, so she's just
That's
this
the chick you picked.
no, that
Easy.
I mean that was kind of the point. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Um her, she's the sheriff's daughter, so she's the main character. Her dad's looking for the killer, and she's got this like just I can't explain the amount of douche that her fella is. This guy is the
Yeah.
he might be the worst character in the history of slasher movies. I want this guy dead so bad that I'm willing to kill him in real life. I
Oh,
hate this guy.
is he
He
the worst
sucks.
one?
Dude, I have never had
Oh,
like a boyfriend character in a movie that annoyed me this bad, I don't
I
think.
mean, he was pretty bad, but
I hated him.
Quite
Dude,
annoying.
what's the
just
other dude's name?
manipulating her and using her like innocence to like try to
Yeah.
get laid. That's all he was trying. And then she's like finally goes like, "All right, let's do this," and he pussies out. Like, what are we doing, man? Fucking tiny dick little bastard. I hate that guy. Anyhow, yeah. So the killer is supposed to be this woman,
hmm
and nobody knows why she's out murdering folks. But
it's a very like Norman Bates type situation.
oh
Let me say
man,
that.
bro. From the get-go, I'm like, "What's up, bro?" Like, "What's up, dude?" Like,
Yeah, like
um,
why is that guy wearing fishnets?
right?
What's going
I'm like,
on?
okay, well, I guess I got to figure out which dude's wearing drag right now, so I can figure out who's killing people. But I don't know. I watched this movie a long time ago, and then I bought it on Scream Factory, and then I watched it one more time, and I spent a long time since I'd watched it, and I just kept hearing about it in like slasher movie lists and stuff as like not a top movie, but one that doesn't get talked about enough, one that's kind of underrated. And
Hmm.
I'll say this, there are lots of problems with this movie, right? But it is so weird and it's so unique that I do think that it kind of deserves a little more attention. Doesn't mean that it's going to be like a 8 out of 10 on a like a scale of how good is it, but I think it's hell of entertaining and like the music in it, if you are from that era, it's very nostalgic. I personally have always liked Brittany Murphy. I like her voice, her mannerisms, her face. Like she's just, when I was younger, I thought she was super cute and like she's just so weird and like twitchy and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I like that, man. So, for reasons, multiple reasons, I just wanted to watch it again. But I've been trying to watch it for like, dude, like months. And I was like, all right, I'll just pick it for the show because then I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it. And I kept getting pushed down the list on my watch list, which I'm sure we all do that to a certain extent. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, it's a slasher. It's a little long, but I had no idea it was a TV movie. But boy, I tell you, that fixes so many of the problems I had with it because it just answers questions.
Well,
Like,
it wasn't made as a TV movie. I don't know if you actually read the
oh, I
the
must have not read
paragraph
what you
because
said
it
then.
because it was yeah, it was like made as a film, but then I guess they didn't want to put it in theaters or something, so it ended up getting distributed as a TV movie.
Oh,
So
okay.
So it's like an
it's
old school Netflix movie where nobody wanted it, so they just throw it on Netflix
yeah,
You know what's crazy?
basically
or a
yes.
Blockbuster
They said
or
it's the most expensive TV movie of all time. It's
Yeah, I
14
believe
million
it.
dollar
What?
movie.
Well,
I
I
mean, I don't know
mean,
about now. That doesn't seem quite right now. I mean, if you
on that Joe Blow video?
Like they had it. I think it was
oh,
like
I
a
didn't watch it.
big ABC thing.
I
you
mean, I
know,
don't think it was a $14 million movie, but
golly, what was $14 million in here?
I don't know. I feel
The
like
wig.
the fact that this got sent to TV has to mean that they cut stuff out, right?
Well, no, because like there's a bunch of cuts in here and a bunch of editing choices that I didn't understand. And when you said that to me earlier, I was like, oh. And so I rewatched like half of it earlier today. I was like, oh, so much of this it doesn't make sense in the movie any more than it did before, but it makes sense to
Yeah.
me as to what they were doing with it. Because if they, as an example, I would have expected way more like in your face murders, right? And I would have expected a little more nudity with the subject matter. And
Hmm.
there was little to none of either. And it was honestly like really frustrating for somebody that likes gore
It's a
and
pretty
boobs.
exploitative premise,
Right.
right? So, but
But then they
yeah,
don't,
it's
but they're
not an
like,
exploitation
eh,
movie at all, really. I mean,
yeah.
it is like teenagers, so it's a little on the line there, but yeah, it does feel like it pulls all of its punches for the most part. And
Yeah, I mean, it was a little gory. I mean, like you said, they kind of like didn't show it straight up all the time, but I mean, there
yeah,
was there was a little bit of blood and all that stuff. And I mean, and the dialogue was nothing but cursing and you know subject matter you can't really say on
true.
TV. So, you
Yeah.
know, you know,
Yeah,
maybe they just edited it when they originally aired it on TV
yeah.
with just a
I'm
bunch of beeps
curious how like
and just
what.
cut out some of the, the super R-rated stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
not really
doesn't see it
sure.
didn't seem that gory to me, but I mean, I'm watching pretty gory shit all the time, I guess. So, there's that. But it just, yeah, this is rated R. Man, it says 92 minutes. It sure felt like it was a hell of a lot longer than that.
No, it was right at 90 minutes.
Damn, I said it was kind of long a minute ago, and I just looked and I was like, 92 minutes. Just kidding. Like, oops. I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was what it needed to be.
yeah, I agree.
I thought that it was look, there's a lot of room for improvement on this movie, but I still have like this weird like attachment to it. Like I still like it. I thought it
Yeah.
was I still even when I watched I was like, all right. And I hadn't watched it in so long I couldn't remember who the killer ended up being. So watching it again, I was like, oh, that's right. It was this fucking douche. I'll say this. Brothers, I got so many like little notes that I wrote down. Jay Moore being a teacher was so weird. Like it was just weird. Like I've never seen him in a role like that. He's always like I don't know, like a professional type, but not in like a teacher setting. I don't know. It's just strange, man. But boy, whenever Brittany Murphy comes on screen the first time, her hair, like, was that I guess that was like
It's
a,
terrible.
bro, what the
I love
actual
Brittany
fuck?
Murphy. Like, I think that she has like a kind of a like a playfully sexual smile, right?
Right.
It's but it's still she looks great, right? And then when I see her in a wig that looks like a mop, like a literal
Dude, it was
freaking
all like sticking out like hay.
yeah, it's like something you dust the freaking mini blinds with or
So
something.
that was a wig? I don't know. I wouldn't,
I know, I don't know. It's just a terrible, terrible look for her. I was just like, what is going on? Like they just threw
Yeah.
that opportunity away.
dude, for real.
But hey,
Yeah, I feel like Brittany Murphy like stands out so much in this movie. She's such a superior actor to everybody else in
Yeah.
here
For real.
that it makes everyone else look worse. And it just
You gotta have her dumb it down just so they don't look so fucking
the
bad.
movie just does her no favors at
no.
all. It's just
I remember there was a time when she and her boyfriend, like she was trying to get it on, right? And she walks away from her boyfriend who's rejecting her now suddenly, who knows why. But he just doesn't feel like it unless she's resisting her. I don't know what the deal is.
Premature
But
ejaculation, sir.
she says a line and she said it so well. Like she was getting up off the bed and she says something to him like real snarky, but she delivered it so I was like, man, she is good in this movie. Like
yeah.
really, really doing
I
well.
kept thinking that too.
She could have
But
been a star, man. Her passing was tragic, dude. I remember I was like shocked when she died, and I was like really sad by it because I thought, man, she had a lot of her trajectory was
yeah.
a lot of potential, man. What about like after a year with this girl, her boyfriend just like breaks up with her and then goes and snuggles up with some like slutty girl on the trunk of his
Man,
car.
it's high school. I think I did that a dozen times. Like
Oh, really?
all I
I
wanted
mean,
to do
I
was
was
get
never into that
laid.
kind of behavior.
You never
No,
tried to get laid.
Not if you're with a girl for a whole year and then you just break up with her and immediately go like that. I don't know. It's wild.
Sometimes like I had a lot of, not to like be like I was some kind of thing, but I mean, in high school, I went to like a Catholic high school for 2 years, and I just begged and pleaded with my parents to let me go to a regular high school. And I did. The only reason I wanted to go was for the girls. And
I
then when I
mean, yeah.
finally got around the girls, I got a lot of attention. So it was tough to really be like, oh, I'm just with this one person
Yeah, see, I
and
didn't
I'm
have that luxury, Clay. All right.
17 years old and horny as hell. Like it was just all I cared about was just trying to.
Part of it was I was always in trouble. So I was always either I was grounded if I was at home, but I was in like alternative schools and military schools for most of my high school. So
Well, I
I
was
wasn't
horribly
around.
repressed. And for
I
like two
wasn't.
years, I didn't see women at school. And so suddenly it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I had one girlfriend for like I think ninth and 10th grade. We were together for like the whole entire time. And then when I moved away, it just dissolved. But I was never like the ladies' man type. Like I've always been really weird and awkward. I've always been into punk music since I had the ability to have my own style. And so like I wasn't cool. I was always in trouble and I was a pain in the ass. I had some attention from girls, but it was much later on. Like I found out one of the girls I had a crush on in high school was like into me. Like at age like 20, 21, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I
I did get married when I was 20,
I
though.
took care of
So,
business when I ran into her at a party, but like, damn, bro, I was super bummed. That's crazy. That's wild shit. Uh,
I feel you, Clay. I was homeschooled, so I got married at
dude,
18, had
that
kids.
explains so much.
Yeah, I was not doing much running around, but as soon as I did, I locked it
yes,
down.
sir. And then I had three kids like 18 months apart. So that tells you what was going on, the whole time.
Lots of masturbation. Uh,
Yeah.
so
I was
okay,
just desperate.
I got to bring this up because I am I tripping, dude, or was there some kind of weird ass like sexual chemistry or what's the word, man? Like tension between her and her fucking dad. It was,
Oh, dude,
Yes,
Michael
it's
Bean, that was
when
weird.
he
bro,
falls
because
on
so
her
like,
and they like stare at each other for a second.
well, like, okay, so I wrote it down multiple times. I wrote down when her and her dad are doing self-defense and then they fall down. There's like this weird thing going on, and then I went, holy shit! Right after I typed that, he goes in the her bedroom and has a personal conversation. And I was like, what the fuck? What a strange conversation. Is that the writing that was so weird, or is it just like what? Well, is that the script or something? What made that
I
happen?
kept
Like what?
wondering if there were
I
if
had the
she
same
had
thought.
I kept wondering if she had some kind of like trauma like going on with her parents or if that was just poor writing. I couldn't couldn't decide honestly because they never make it clear. So, I mean,
So weird.
the fact that it's not ever spelled out in this type of movie, I feel like it's probably less intentional. Um, because this movie is not settled. So
No.
so probably not meant to be that, but it was weird. It was very weird. And I was flipping through some letterbox reviews and a few people brought that up. So we're
They
not
really
alone.
wanted us to think her dad was the killer.
I think
They
that's part
really
of it.
did.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Or her
Jay.
mom.
I knew as soon as I saw Jay Moore, like it's him, no
I
question.
I couldn't remember who it was since I'd watched it last, but I wasn't at all surprised. I figured it was either him or the dad. It was one of the two.
Yeah,
Um,
like I mean, I think I said the same thing with what was Josh's don't torture a duckling.
Right.
Like I don't know if I'm just getting good at it or I've just been lucky, but as soon as Jay Moore popped on screen, it's him. And then as soon as like the father goes to the house and sees like the crib and I was like, oh, okay, he's their son. Or the
right.
lady's son. Because I don't think they revealed like the father's involvement at that point, but um
Dude, there was
I
some
thought it was,
funny shit in this movie, dude. They said Hyman Holocaust in this movie.
yeah, there was
Like
some wild dialogue.
that shit made me crack up. Also, the pop your cherry party flyer. It had like the two cherries in doggy style, bro. I was cracking up, dude.
Hmm.
I want to get that on a shirt. Mm.
Honestly, like the feel of the movie, like I don't know how to say, like the way the camera, the whole thing presents like a made-for-TV movie, right? When you're watching it, you're like, this feels pretty polished, like a almost like a sitcom or something. And so I was kind of like, all right, I know what I'm getting. Generally, that's a bad sign for me, and I will, I'll bail on a movie because I'm just like, this is cheap, this is crap, like this is gonna suck. But man, once we got into the room where she's like strapped to the table or whatever, I was like, damn, okay, like what is going on here? And
It's pretty wacky.
Well, it's like as
I'll,
soon as she
I'll
starts
admit
kind
that.
of, as soon as she finds out about the father and she starts kind of wilding out. Like, I mean, like, like dude was like sucking her toes and she was trying to like,
yes,
like what harder,
Dude,
harder.
she was kicking him in the face, and I was like, hell yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what? Don't do that. That's
I
Quentin
was
Tarantino's
surprised
wet
by
dream right
that
there,
part.
bro.
Yeah. Like she tries to bite Jay Moore at some point, I think. Like he's either when she's on the table strapped down or maybe it's a little later, but like,
What's going on with all this? Like it's just somebody's fantasy person. They're like, hey, we're just gonna put it all into this movie. It felt like it was written by like an 18-year-old or something.
yeah,
Oh,
kind of.
dude.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's like so many good lines of dialogue that just had me cracking up.
Oh, dude, Class Dismissed was like the fucking best shit ever, dude. Class Dismissed. He starts stabbing kids. I was like, hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I wish they'd have showed it, pussies, but whatever. It was still good. What's up with
Awesome.
the Jay Moore with the wig on, looking like homeboy from Typo Negative, bro? I was cracking up, dude. I was like, this looks ridiculous. But I mean,
Just bad
the
hair all through the movie.
oh, dude, the very first thing I
Wow.
wrote down was that the killer is very clearly a man. I was like, this is so
Yeah.
obviously a dude. I felt really bad for Josh after watching this movie. I was like, man, I think Josh is probably gonna hate this fucking movie.
I mean, they're having he's chasing her down with a knife and she's throwing things at him and he's dodging all these things
Dude, in the
flying at him.
classroom, that was a good fight.
But you can't see his face at all. And I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
He can see, she can see, but there's no way you can make out a single detail of who this person is. I'm like, give me a break.
Right.
Yeah. And then
But
speaking of, there's a sexual chemistry between her and Jay Moore's character
Oh,
too.
for
I
sure.
mean,
And
just,
even the boyfriend's like, yeah, you're fucking your teacher, basically.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's obvious from the premise, I think, but I mean, the entire movie is just about teenage sex.
Yeah, it's about being horny.
Yeah.
Uh, I wish they'd have had Walton Goggins play the cop character.
you know, like Michael Bean?
I
Dude.
hate that guy, but I think Walton. I just kept looking at him
It's
thinking like Walton
terrible.
Goggins would have made this crazier. Like, I just like Walton Goggins is all it is.
I mean, he'd been a little young at this point, but
Yeah, probably. I guess so, huh?
He
Yeah.
looked pretty freaked out in this movie. Like, I don't think he knew what to do. His last movie was probably like Terminator. So he was like, oh shit, I got
yeah.
a movie. Like, we got to figure this out. I'm a cop now. Okay. And man, he's like crying sometimes and shaking other times.
When he
And
has to tell the story, he's like,
yeah,
"Bro, he was fine. I
but
just
I knew what to
Oh
do.
no,
It
he's
was
bad.
just,
Yeah.
He's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it
he's
was
not like
so,
an A-lister or anything like that, but I mean, never really considered him bad, but
he's
he
good. I
was
like Michael B.
he was
Well,
bad in this.
in Aliens and
Yeah.
Terminator, he's
He's
great.
good. Yeah.
I mean, Cameron knew how to use him, but I don't. I can't really think of much else I've seen him in. I guess.
I think he was just getting through the day here. He was just like, let's just do this and just
Maybe he knew he
whatever.
was roughing it, and he was just
Yeah.
nailing it. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
cashing
No
the check.
bad acting is present here. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
I uh I thought that the killer reveal was phenomenal. That was probably my favorite part of the whole entire movie.
I did kind of like it.
When
Yeah.
he like he's like pushing up the thing on his porch and she rides up on the bike and you're like, "Oh shit, I know what's in there. That's not good." And then she's like helping him push it. She's like, "What's in there?" And he's like, "I don't know." And you're like, and he's getting all weird and you're like, "Oh, he's acting real strange." And then you're like, "Oh shit, she's not getting out of this house, dude." Like he's like, "Oh, cool, you just came to me. Awesome, this will work." And then they push it down the stairs and it's all "Do, do, 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 do," very clearly heavy as shit. And she's like, "What's in the
What's
trunk?" And
inside?
he's just like, "Yeah, it's your dad, or it's my dad. Who knows?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And so it's just such a crazy. He just blurts it out, and you're just not ready for it, you know. So
Yeah.
if you're
Right.
trying to wait and see if it's all suspenseful, no suspense necessary. He's just going to tell you he's there to murder you now,
That's
and
funny.
I
I
thought it was
have a
great.
wooden trunk. I have a like a military trunk. And everybody always wants to know what's in it. It's empty, but I mean, if anybody sees that trunk, they're like,
It's
"What's
ready
in
for
there?"
you.
And, It's waiting for you. Yeah. But I when I saw that trunk, I was like, oh dude, this is me. Like I've been this guy where it's we're moving a trunk and people are like, what's in there? You know, it's like you
Now
can
you've
just
got a
tell whatever you
line.
want.
Maybe it's my dad.
Maybe it's your dad.
Yeah, I thought that the movie was like objectively kind of a bad movie, but I had a lot of fun watching it, and I knew we would have a very uh like lively conversation about it if nothing else. I did get a little concerned that I drummed up another bad movie that everybody's going to absolutely hate, but whatever, it is what it is at
Man,
this point.
I was really like ready to torpedo the shit out of this movie, but I liked it a lot. I'm gonna buy it. I think it's
Oh,
an interesting find. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
definitely
figured.
a curio.
Yeah, I figured Clay would like this.
It's
Yeah,
probably in my
And
top 10 slashers list for me. Not anywhere
it's
close to the top,
very,
but
it's
up
like a
there,
more
10, 11, 12,
sexualized
something like that.
Scream, I think. I can see why you like it. I just looked
Yeah,
at when
Scream is
Scream
like,
came out.
dude, Scream is like after Terrifier 3 and 1, I think Scream is still my favorite horror movie. I just watched Scream 6 again with Carissa. I fucking can't wait for Thursday, bro. I'm like actually really excited now. Like I'm hype. I don't know what's gonna happen. It could be a terrible fucking movie. It wouldn't surprise me at all based on some of the recent things that have happened in film, but like I'm psyched, man, and this movie does have some kind of weird connection to that movie. I guess it's mainly because of style, but
well, I mean,
it does.
Scream kind of revitalized horror, didn't it, in the late
dude, Scream
90s?
might be the
Yeah,
most important movie in horror. Like, because it would have just died without Scream.
good
I
point.
watched like, I don't know, dude, 15 videos on the Scream franchise over the past like 2 weeks because I've just been getting geared up for this new movie, and I'm just like tomorrow I'm doing a live stream ranking all the movies, just to talk about them for 30 minutes, and but
Yeah,
I've been overload on Scream content. Yes, I firmly believe that it might be like minimum top three most important horror movies ever. Important, not best, just important, because I think horror might have just fizzled out, or it would have just become strictly Netflix, strictly Blu-ray. Like it wouldn't, dude, Terrifier wouldn't exist without Scream. It couldn't. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. And it did change things, and it started its own genre. So, you
it
know,
definitely revitalized it, and I mean, everything else kind of a lot of other things kind of copycatted it, like you said.
yeah.
And this
And
is,
I'm biased, so whatever, but I think it's pretty important.
yeah, no, it's an important movie in history for sure. But this, I feel like the whole concept of the virgin is trying to turn it on its head, right? Because the virgin is always the one that survives,
Right.
right? So it's like, oh, what if only virgins die this time? You know, it's
Wink,
like,
wink, nudge, nudge, and you're like, I guess.
yeah, it's an 18-year-old's version of a good idea. Like, let's just flip it on its head, do the opposite. You know,
Yeah, I kind of
What if
had.
we're not virgins anymore? We won't get
All
killed.
of a sudden, you got like 25% pregnant high school seniors, and everybody's like, what the fuck's going on with this town?
but
Like,
But my point a little bit is that it is that like self-aware version of horror, the way that Scream is, that
yeah,
it's
very,
like
very
it's
meta. And
aware of the rules and it's like intentionally, subversive.
Yeah, I had pretty much the
Interesting.
same thoughts like that because like halfway through this movie, I'm like, is this just supposed to be a satire, or are they just
Yeah.
kind of trying to do what? I mean, some of it was obvious, but like some of it was trying to do something, that you didn't think they were going to do. I mean, and 2026 is probably a little obvious, but back in 2000, it probably wasn't as much.
But it makes absolutely no
Yes,
sense.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean
but
that
his explanation of why he's killing virgins
it makes no
doesn't
sense.
make any sense. There's no,
no, it could have been anybody, regardless of their sexual history, man.
Yeah.
Like, it
yeah.
could have just been like the kids of the four dudes that were assaulting his mother. Like,
And
that
the
could have just
fact
been that.
Just the fact that the coroner is like, what's
Dude,
what's the link between all of these
bro,
deaths?
when the coroner
All
starts
these kids
talking,
are virgins.
he's like, the hymen's intact and there was no, dude, he said anus. He
They
said,
went into extreme
dude, my
detail.
man, I rewound that and watched it a second time because I could not quit giggling. Dude. I was like, this is so insane.
And then immediately, Michael Bean takes this information and like takes it public. I think they put it in the newspaper or something, right?
Yeah.
And he's
That's
just
I mean,
like, they're all virgins. It's
that's
like,
why
wait, what?
that's why I had the thoughts about it being just like satire because it didn't make any sense. Like there's
Yeah, the whole idea of it is like I get, it's just really campy.
yeah.
Ultimately, like it's
I
It
mean
is
even
pretty
the
campy.
yeah,
the credits were backwards.
yeah.
Were they?
Yeah,
I noticed that.
the
I
credits
guess I didn't make
rolled.
it that far.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I
I
I
don't
didn't
know
get that
if
either.
I don't know if I've seen it do that before. It
I
was
feel like I've seen others
okay.
I've
other
seen a
movies
couple
do
of it
that,
like
but
that, but
not
not
very
often.
often. Not often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie, Randy. It's
No,
it
that's cool.
uh
I
I got
I almost changed it
yeah.
on like 'cause I watched it like I don't know Saturday or Sunday, no Sunday, and I almost changed it. I was about to text y'all and go, hey, let's just switch it up, and then I watched it. No, I watched a video on the movie and I was like, no, man, it had too much interesting stuff. Like, at least if it's a bad movie, at least it's this kind of bad movie where
Yeah,
it's interesting to talk about. We got a person, Brittany Murphy, that we all kind of like, and there's enough silliness and crazy kookiness that it's not going to be a boring conversation. But a movie like
exactly.
Bad Milo was bad, and there was not really anything redeeming about it. There was
yeah.
like we didn't care about the people in the movie. The creature was and they could have made that movie so much better, and it would have been very hard. It was just bad. This one at least had a lot of, fanatic. You know what I'm saying? That you may not like that movie, but it's the same kind of thing where it's like a bad movie, but there's charm to it, and
Yeah.
I think there's charm to this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
where I land on it too.
Some.
Because because if you take Brittany Murphy out of it, I mean the movie is trash.
Oh,
Unwatchable
But
for
probably.
sure.
Yeah.
but like you said, it's got hilarious dialogue. It's got you know just interesting things about it that
I
make it
did
fun and make it and make it worth watching.
Yeah, I certainly think it's a bad movie, but I wasn't mad watching it. Like I was like once I understood like what it was, I was like, okay, this is fairly entertaining in its way, you know.
it
I can
wasn't as bad as Psycho Killer. I can tell you that much.
mm,
Oh man,
Dude, that is a big heaping pile of shit.
yeah, it's
Um,
getting roasted.
Dude, this movie is like out of all the movies I've watched in the past few weeks to do gore scores on, this is like the second highest scored movie. So, and that's
oh
with
really?
me giving like subjective 1 on special effects. I still only give it 1 point out of 10. So like it could have gotten a better score had I wanted to. I was trying to be realistic with my personal comments on it, but like yeah, man, and I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just my little critique of movies. It's what do you call that? It's like a stat sheet for what I like
Poop
about movies,
sheet.
But yeah, man, I had a lot of fun watching it, dude. I'm glad you didn't hate it. I'm glad you wouldn't just. Chris, what'd you think? You like it okay or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think I land in the same place as Josh.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's a bad movie,
That makes me
uh,
feel better though, because I
but
really thought Josh specifically was gonna be pretty miserable, and I did think Chris might go, ugh, nah, man, I didn't like it.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
I think
not
I
gonna
ulti
run it
I
up.
mean, ultimately I would put it at probably about a two, but
Oh, really?
I mean, it's probably a three on enjoyment.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
I
want to
probably
watch
put it
it.
at like 3.5 for me, but it's a subjective grade. So if I had to go
Yeah,
objectively, it's probably like a 1, honestly. Like if I had to go just
I
straight up
mean,
like
yeah,
actually like give it like a objective critique, but
It,
like I don't grade stuff like that. So
yeah, it's the director that did Rumper Stomper, right?
yes, yeah,
Yeah, which
which
is
is fucking wild.
it's a good movie, like a pretty darn good movie. We did that on the
yeah.
podcast like maybe a year ago, something like
Romper
that.
Stomper's a very very different movie though. I mean,
I
there's
mean, yeah. I mean, this one just feels, to Clay's point a little bit, it felt when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this does kind of feel like a TV movie. It's like
oh dude,
the way that it's lit, the way like it just feels like every house they're in, it's just a stage, you know?
the
It's just
editing felt like a TV movie.
That's what I
yeah.
was
Like
saying. Where's $14 million going?
Yeah, it doesn't look expensive at all, really. I don't know. I don't
fucking deli
know.
trays with
I
cast and
guess
crew.
so.
Condoms,
Catering was
Yeah,
expensive.
catering. I don't know. I had a fun
parties.
time. I'm glad I own it. It's actually one that I do believe I had a kind of a hard time getting this movie. I can't remember. I might be wrong, but I remember maybe having a hard time getting this one.
Well, that's
But I've had it
scary.
for some years at this point, so I doubt it's hard to get now. But uh, yeah, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that the killer reveal was cool, and I thought it was, Jay Moore's not hard to pick out in this movie. It's pretty easy, especially since he's if you know slasher movies, you see him very early in the movie, and he's a substantial character, but you never really see him in a dangerous situation. Well, why is he here so much? Why is he in the movie so much? It's not really hard to figure out that
Right.
he's the killer because he's got such a prominent role in the film from the get-go. But I did kind of wonder, was it her dad or was it him? I couldn't remember which one it was, and I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't the boyfriend because that'd have been too easy to pick out. That guy was so unlikable that it would almost be. Honestly, it might actually have worked to make him the killer because you hate him so much you would never think he's the killer. You'd kind of be rooting for him to get
Well,
killed,
Yeah.
that's what they do in Scream, right? I
right?
mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's too obvious that it's the boyfriend, so it's the boyfriend.
Valid, valid.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, like the killer would have to have some inside knowledge on who's a virgin and who's not. And it's like, yeah,
Right.
well, what better than the teacher actually probably who's in there
Hearing
listening
everybody
to all
gossip in
these,
class and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
listening to all their conversations all day, every day.
I just
Dude.
wish that it was like the high school doctor. They just happened to know. They'd be giving them all physicals, so they knew what was what. That would have been more funny. Anyways,
Those were the days when you can just pick up the phone and listen to whatever conversation.
Bro, yes.
I was like, what in the hell? That's an old school tactic.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to do it to my sister all the time and then make fun of her in school. Because I was such a nice young man. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah. And I'll say earlier too, when you're talking about like there not being gore and stuff, like the end of the movie kind of brings it in because
yeah, it's
he's like she's chasing them through the house and all that stuff with it. He's got an axe. I mean, he axed a few people.
Yeah, there's a couple of things, but I mean,
and
even
even
in
when
the room when
he
he stabs all those kids, you don't see a single one, bro.
true. Yeah, they definitely kind of hide it a little bit.
Like
But
almost all the kills, none of them are on the screen.
they
but
cut
too,
away.
like when
Well,
he
there's like one or two out of like I think there was like
That's what I was
7
saying.
kills that I could say are actually kills.
yeah.
And then there's
I mean, axes somebody like right in the back. I mean, it's in the back, but I think there is some blood they use. And two, when she like judo throws him out at the end of the movie and he lands on the
That was so
Right.
funny.
whatever.
the
But like
best part
the
for
cop,
gore though was
the
when he hits somebody in the head and it
God.
sprays blood on her face. That was the only part that I thought was like actually graphically gory. But yeah, there was a few things. I don't know. I think I have ridiculous expectations for gore now.
I mean,
So
yeah, but so like when the cop comes in at the end, she got 2 guns and she
she's like
blasts
blah, 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 blah,
blasts
blah, blah,
off
blah.
at him.
She
And I
John
thi-
Woo's him.
and like his hand actually comes off.
Yeah.
And they showed one of the dudes a little later, and like the hand is like stuck to him.
That's pretty funny actually.
Yeah.
You should get more points for that.
So there's a little bit in
Yeah,
there.
put that on your sheet, Randy.
I can see it. Oh, I did. It's on there.
There's a couple cherries falling on eBay.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
is it out of print Blu-ray?
I know mine's a
There
Scream
on
Factory.
Amazon. There's only region B, so I think it may be,
Oh,
but
probably.
maybe everybody hadn't gotten the memo yet because prices are still pretty reasonable. So
You mean this movie's not like super like sought after?
sought after. Yeah, it's not like a. Yeah, I'll cherish it.
Hells yeah,
definitely.
son.
There you go. Add it to the
Yeah, I had a
BM
fun time. I'm
collection.
glad you guys watched it. I'm glad we finally got around to doing this one. I've been waiting, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
fun stuff.
Okay, so we've talked about Cherry Falls as a group. Now you're here for the gore score. Got my stat sheets written out right here. Cherry Falls was a fun movie, man. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, I do say go check it out. Give it a shot. It's a little different, but it's a lot of fun. R.I.P. Brittany Murphy, gone way, way too soon. I thought she was great. So the gore score is my stat sheet. It's just how I come up with a scale for what these movies bring to the table. I've got 6 categories where they get 1 through 10 points per category, and then they get points per kill, severed limb, broken bones, decapitations, torture, boobs, dong. We like dong, full frontal nudity, non-lethal gunshots or stabbings, fights. There's also a badass bonus just in case something doesn't fit a category, but it needs to be talked about. And then obviously we have legend bonuses for people that are legendary actors in these movies. And then I have a recommendation scale on 1 through 10. So let's get started. When talking about Cherry Falls, the special effects, I gave it a 1 out of 10 point possibility. 1 point for special effects because most of it was digital and it was pretty bad. The story, however, I gave the story 8 points out of 10. I thought the story was great, fairly unique, and then weird in a good way, right? The acting, it was fine. It was Brittany Murphy was very clearly the best actor in the movie, but I did give it a 6 out of 10, very middle of the road. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen, far from the best. So 6 points out of 10, out of the possible 10 for the acting. The dialogue, I bumped it up to 7 points out of a possible 10 because there was some funny stuff in the dialogue, specifically with the killer, but it wasn't, earth shattering or blowing my hair back at all. The bad guy rating, however, I gave it 10 out of a possible 10 points because I thought the bad guy in this movie is hilarious. I thought it was ridiculous. The man in a wig was so not hard to figure out it was a man, but I don't know. I got a kick out of the killer of this movie. I thought it was great. The end of the movie, I gave it a 7. It was fine. It was just a little above average. It definitely could have been worse. This movie could have ended up with like Malignant or Barbarian, and that would have been real stupid. So, so we start the night off with 39 points thus far. Then there was 7 kills in the movie. That gets you 35 points. There were also, there was also a single severed limb in the movie at the end when the hand gets severed and attached to the guy's face. That's 10 points. There was 2 instances of something I would consider torture. That is 20 points. There were 3 boobs in this movie, not 4, just 3, Total Recall style, for 15 points. There was also 16 non-lethal gunshots or stabbings in this film. That gives you 80 points. There were 4 fights in the movie for 20 extra points. And I got 10 points for a legend bonus for both Brittany Murphy and DJ Qualls being in this movie. If you don't think DJ Qualls is a legend, you're tripping. So yeah, Cherry Falls has a grand gore score total of 229 points, dude. That's pretty good for a movie that was on television only, right? On a scale of 1 to 10 for do I recommend this movie, I go with a 10 because if you haven't seen it, I think you should watch it. If you're into slashers, if you're into the 90s, early 2000s stuff, you like that tonal choice, you'll dig this movie. Cherry Falls is a good time. That's the gore score for it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching the podcast with me and my buddies. I appreciate it. Josh's channel it's a fantastic channel. It'll be linked in the description below. Go support my homie, please. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out and watching. We'll see you in the next graveyard shift. Peace.